I chose to talk about Moldova and their culture. I chose to talk about Moldova because I had the opportunity to go there on a mission trip back in December and experience their culture firsthand. Moldova seceded from Russia and the Soviet Union in 1991 after a long process of dealing with government issues. They managed to finally finish that process, and they've been trying to create civilization for their people in a well area so that they're not just like living in hard conditions. Their religion in Moldova, a lot of their culture is 98% Orthodox Christian, and the other 2% are Protestant Christians, and they have churches everywhere down their city streets, and even in their like little towns and villages, they have at least one church, if not more. Their religion means a lot to them there. Their social classes are broken down into basically if you live in the city or if you live in the rural areas. It tells people basically how much money you have and where you are on the ladder of people. Their city is Chisinau, and then in the rural areas they live basically on farmland or in little villages, and their houses are made of like mud and clay and dirt, and they've got chickens running around in their yards, and they live on top of each other. There's not separation between their houses. There's just a big old group of a bunch of houses right there, and that's all that their village is. The men farm and work, and if you live in the city, you have like office jobs. And if you're a woman, no matter if you live in the city, you can get an office job or you can be a teacher. But if you live out in the rural areas, you basically work in the house. You cook, you clean, you take care of the kids, you make sure they go to school, or if you're not married and have children, then you teach in the school. In the city, the poorer people, they will handcraft items to sell in the markets on the weekends, and this is one of the items that we brought back from Moldova. It is a little thing that you open up and more come out. There's even little bitty ones in there, but they're all hand painted inside, and they have different precedents from the United States. And their food is very traditional. Their mealtime is very traditional. They come together as a family. There's no distractions. A lot of their houses don't have TVs at all. If you do, it's very uncommon though. They sit at the table together. They spend time with one another. They eat a lot of sheep cheese and sheep milk. They make a lot of things with sheep milk. It's different from cow milk and cheese. Their favorite meal though that they have a lot is called mamaliga, which is a thick pie made of maize, but it would be similar to what we would eat as grits, but it's not. It's a lot thicker than grits, and the consistency is just a tiny bit more grainy. Moldova's culture was really, really interesting for me to be able to experience firsthand, and it's so different from our culture, which is why I wanted to share it with you all today.